here I am, I grew up in a somewhat abusive family, and thought I made it out okay. And lo and behold, I marry a much more abusive man. And, but because it was only directed at me, so I thought, what did I know? I did the best I could with the tools that I had. Obviously, now I know so much more. And my oldest daughter is married, and now she has a little son. So we're on a call the other day, and of course what I'm not supposed to do is discuss my estranged daughter, but I found out that she had recently planned on going to Israel, and she would have been there very close to the time that the war broke out. And I would have had no way of knowing. And my sister found out because she messaged my sister told me. So I immediately called my oldest daughter and I said, did you know? Did you know? And she gets very uncomfortable. And it's not advisable to put them in the middle like that. But I was so distraught because as a mother, that's a feeling you can't stop. You always think about the safety of your children. So a few of the things she was telling me and, got me upset. And so I think our voices, like mine raised a decibel, and she's the quietest, I think I told you before, quietest, very few words. And hers raised just a tiny decibel. And her little son, my little grandson, he's 8 months old, started crying. So immediately she said, I'm so sorry for yelling, telling her son, mommy shouldn't do that, da, da, da. And I'm thinking, oh boy, and I know I yelled. I was a single mother, escaping this abusive person and having to work my rear end off to provide. And I would come home from work and yell. And something that before Dr. Ruth, what you said today, I would have said, oh, I shouldn't have. And I wish that I hadn't. And, but you see, each generation learns from the last. And now she's very cognitive of that and tries to make it a point, not to yell. The other thing she told me about a month ago, is because she knows her father was an alcoholic. And she said something to me. She said, when my son gets to be in his early teens or, the time that it could be where he would be thinking about having a drink or drinking, she said, we're both going to sit him down and tell him that there's actually alcoholism on both sides of the family. So then she explained to me, on how it was on her husband's side as well. And she said, but we're going to sit him down and we're going to tell him, this is da da da. And, and so he really shouldn't go out and drink and da da da. And I discussed it with Lisa and we're like, yeah, good luck with that. Like, it's just, the thinking that I'm going to do so much better than my mom and it's going to be this, and this, but it's not always how it turns out.